Hi, I'm Derrick England. I'm the safety manager at Hodge. I would like to talk to you today a few minutes about the importance of pre-trip inspections. Not only is pre-trip inspections important, they are required by OSHA. I'm going to talk a few minutes on how to conduct a pre-trip inspection. Pre-trip inspection can be done many ways. I like to start from the tires. This is a pneumatic tire. You want to make sure that you have enough air. You want to check that you don't have any missing lug nuts. There are a lot of different forklift tires out there. Some of them may be cushion tires. You're checking to make sure you don't have any kind of rubber missing on those. So after you examine the tires, you want to make sure that you don't have any visual damage. That's always important. And then you go around the lift truck for visual damage. And also you can go in here and make sure there's not any kind of trash or any debris. And when you come around the back, you want to make sure your clamp is fastened down. And this is pretty secure here. Make sure that the nozzle's here is braided, and also the gauge here is correct. When you turn this on, your propane is going to go in this connector here. If this is loose, excessive propane will be coming out, which will cause a smell and an odor. There are many different types of lift trucks out there. We do have battery. You want to make sure on the battery that the connectors are secure. You want to make sure you don't have any kind of exposed wiring, any kind of ASIC on the battery. The data tag is very important. It's required by OSHA. On the nameplate, you want to make sure that it tells you the manufacturer's name, the quantity of how much the lift truck weighs. It also tells you how much you can lift before this lift truck could possibly tilt over. Each data plate could be in a different location of your truck. And at the front, when you look at the forks and examine those as part of your pre-trip inspections, you want to make sure that your locking pins are secure. Each lift truck has different locking pins. This one here actually pulls up and pulls back. You want to check that your forks are not bent and you don't have any kind of holes or well breaks that when you begin to lift something up heavy, it could cause an accident. You want to make sure that you check the connectors here. Make sure that these here are very secure. Making sure that my chains are lubricated, they're nice and tight. You're checking that this is not cut in any way. We're examining the hoses. You want to check they don't have any kind of oil drippings on the hoses. And make sure these are not cut in any kind of way. Coming around to the frame of a lift truck, when you're looking at the light, you want to make sure on your visual inspection that it's not cracked. You want to make sure it's clean. When you're on the inside, you will turn it on to make sure it's working properly. Mirror's not broken here. You want to check the overhead guard. You're checking for any new damage. Make sure it's secure. This is important because any kind of heavy objects will fall on it. It will stay intact. Now I just finished the visual inspection. So now it's time to go into the lift truck and check the controls. So before you do that, you always have to use your handle here and make sure you have a 3-point contact. Seatbelt is required at all times. Many lift truck has different ways to adjust your seat. This one here has a valve that you can turn. Make sure you have your foot on the brake when you start the lift truck. And you also want to make sure that your forks are lowered when you start it. Checking my parking brake. You want to make sure you turn on your lights. You want to make sure that you don't have any warning lights. One of these dials will let you know the hour meter, which tells you how many hours the lift truck has been in service. You want to make sure that the horn is working. You want to check your forks and your controls. Every lift truck has different controls, so you want to make sure that you understand the controls of your lift truck before you put it in service. So now I'm going to test my brakes. Test your brakes. Put it in reverse, look over my shoulder, make sure nothing's back there, blow the horn. Brakes. And the last thing I do is check for leaks. So I'm gonna walk to the front of the lift truck. As you notice on the floor, there are no leaks. So this concludes the pre-trip inspection of the lift truck. So at the end of the pre-trip inspection, if you find any outages, you wanna make sure you let your supervisor know immediately so they can contact your forklift mechanic. And they will be able to use the OSHA lockout tagout principles to make sure that that vehicle is locked out at all times. Don't let a major breakdown happen to you. Do your pre-trip inspections. And always remember, be safe.